An attorney now representing dozens of former patients say this man, Dr. Robert Haddon, could be one of the most prolific sexual predators in New York City's history. All the more stunning to his accusers that this former OBGYN has never spent a day behind bars.
He's retired. He raped, molested all these women, and nothing's been done. And that makes me furious. How can that be?
Amelia Heckman, the latest to come forward, says she trusted Haddon, even believed he was doing her a favor, squeezing her into being his last patient of the day back in 2012. She was told to completely undress and says while naked on an exam table, he assaulted her.
The exam went from a rubber glove examination to a tongue and beard. And I recoiled, tensed up. He just abruptly got up and I put my clothes on really fast because I didn't know, we were the last ones in the office, and I didn't know if he was going to rape me or something.
You didn't know if the attack was over?
Yeah, I didn't. I ran out.
And you never saw him
Never
again?
saw him again.
Heckman was a young model at the time. She says she didn't tell anyone about the assault, worried no one would believe her. Years later, she learned there were many others. In 2012, New York police first arrested Haddon for allegedly licking another patient's vagina, but prosecutors didn't file charges, and Haddon returned to work at Columbia University's medical clinic for more than a month. That's when he allegedly assaulted at least 2 more women, including Evelyn Yang, wife of former presidential candidate Andrew Yang.
What happened to me should have never happened. He was arrested in his office, and he was let back to work.
2 years later, Haddon was arrested again, this time indicted on 9 counts involving 6 of his patients. But even though the office of Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance knew of 19 potential victims, prosecutors cut a deal. Dr. Haddon pleaded guilty to 2 charges, gave up his medical license, and walked away. No prison time, no probation, not even community service.
It's like getting, slapped in the face and punched in the gut. The DA's office is meant to protect us, is meant to serve justice, and there was no justice here.
Since Evelyn Yang told her story on CNN last month, her attorney says dozens more former patients have come forward, saying they too were assaulted. Amelia Heckman and 40 other patients who were not included in the plea deal want the DA's office to reopen the case.
I want the district attorney to revisit some of these cases. I want to be included. I wasn't included before.
Heckman and Yang, along with dozens of other women, are suing Dr. Haddon and Columbia University, his former employer, saying Columbia did nothing to stop the serial sexual abuse on countless occasions. In legal filings, Columbia says it did nothing wrong. Haddon has admitted guilt involving just 2 of his patients. Heckman, listed in her lawsuit as Jane Doe number 23, says after Evelyn Yang came forward, her husband James Heckman, a media company executive, encouraged her to go public.
I think the more victims come out and show their face, like, hey, I'm a real person, I'm not just Jane Doe, maybe the district attorney will listen to that.
Amelia Heckman says she plans to present her complaint directly to the district attorney. Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance has not spoken publicly about the Haddon case and has refused CNN's request for interviews. But in a statement, the DA told us that while we stand by our disposition of this difficult case, we regret that the resolution has caused survivors pain. Those alleged survivors of Dr. Robert Haddon say that's just not good enough. Drew Griffin, CNN, Atlanta.